Equestria Daily finds, collects, and features the best fan-made pony content, making it easier for you to find. Visit us to find art, pony news, video games, music, PMVs, plushies, animation, interviews, episode follow-ups, Trixie, fanfiction, cosplay, merchandise, propaganda, polls, editorials.
Visit EquestriaDaily.com today.
Hey buddy, what's up? UltraMag64 here, and today guys I bring you more of the My Little Pony Rainbow Runners game. So, last time we left off, which, don't get me wrong, was a bit ago, we pretty much beat, I'm 95% sure, all the free content that you can buy. So now we're getting into the paid stuff, the stuff you gotta fork out that hard-earned cash for. So, let's get started with Rarity, because why not? Alrighty, so here we go. I can't hear anything anymore because, if you don't know, if you haven't kept up with things that have been going on in my life, I am moving, so I don't have access to my computer or any of my capture equipment. I am doing this on the fly. Why? Because I love these pastel-colored horses, and I love you guys oh so ever much. But anyway, enough about my life, and enough about, you know, stuff I'm going through. Let's talk about Rarity. How is Rarity doing today? Rarity is magnetic as always and being all shipper, I guess, or whatever, fashion, I don't know. I'm not actually very fashionable. I'm gonna say that. I don't do no fashion. Like, fashion to me, we kind of stay at opposite ends of the punch bowl during the dance. It's just the thing I do. I don't really care about fashion, which was why for the longest time I was like, yeah, me and Rarity, we totally would not get along. And then, let's see, what was the episode called? I don't remember what the episode was called, darn it. It was the episode where she met Sassy Saddles, in Canterlot, started her own Canterlot Carousel Boutique branch, and, a boutique branch, if you will, of carousels, which, thinking about it in the terms of the My Little Pony world, why in the world would you want to impale horses as a marketing strategy? I'm just asking. I mean, it worked for Vlad the Impaler, so I guess, hey, it works. But I'm just saying, Rarity, you might want to rethink your aesthetic choices. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Rarity's perhaps murderous intent on equines. But what, like, really sent me over the edge with Rarity was the fact that I finally thought about fashion, because fashion's kind of a foreign thing to me. I don't really think about fashion that much, just because I'm like, you know, it's fashion. I'm not into fashion that much. Not anything wrong with being into fashion, mind you. It's just not something I've really ever thought about. I kind of just wear what's comfy for me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rock this today. But what was really kind of struck me was I never thought of the artistic side of fashion, you know, going to and designing the clothing and whatnot, taking into account colors and how they work off of each other. It's a really big business and a really hard thing to do, and it takes a lot of artistic talent. If my memory serves, now granted, it's been a few years since I was in high school, namely like 5 or 6, I think, I don't remember. But one of my friends, who was a very talented little artist, she wanted to be a fashion designer, and I mean, I wasn't like upset with it or anything. I was like, yeah, you follow that dream, you do that, girl. But one thing that I found kind of odd was I was like, but you're so like you are able to like draw people really well, and granted, you kind of need to do that in the world of fashion, which I didn't even like at the time. Now granted, this was like 18-year-old Magnus being all like, oh man, I'm like totally not thinking with any bit of my brain or any, like, I'm just nah, just yeah. And hindsight's 20/20, so I mean, you know, I was just thinking like, oh man, I'm only thinking in like 2 dimensions here, animation and comic books. And I didn't even think about the artistic satisfaction you get from creating fashion and whatnot. And like, that episode really put things into perspective for me. It brought back all those old memories, and I'm like, wow, I really didn't ever think of fashion in that way before. Where it's much like any other artistic venture. You do the thing, and there you go, you know? I mean, I know I'm making up gibberish at this point, but hey, I do it because I can. But that's just something I never thought of, like, you know, Rarity kind of opened my eyes, and I had an appreciation for Rarity after that point, because I was like, you know what, Rarity, I think actually we would get along, because you know what we'd talk about? We'd talk about the arts and whatnot. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still probably, like, okay, if I were stuck in a get-along shirt with the main 6, the 2 ponies that well, okay, 3, I guess half of the main 6 kind of don't really gel with me that well, but, half of the main 6 that probably wouldn't gel well with me is Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and well, maybe Pinkie Pie. I mean, I don't know. Like, Pinkie, I love Pinkie. Don't get me wrong, Pinkie's awesome. But at the same time, sometimes I'm an introverted person, and having someone like up all the time being like social and stuff and trying to get me to be social and party and stuff like that's not my bag. It's just not. I've never been good at parties. I've never really enjoyed parties. That's not to say like I'm against partying or anything like that. I enjoy a nice small get together with friends, but that's about the extent of my social interaction. And but yeah, I mean, I guess me and Pinkie be fine, but yeah, Applejack and Rainbow Dash are kind of the ones that, like, well, shoot, kind of the ones that I wouldn't really, like, I don't have much in common with them, to be honest. Like, I'm not competitive, so me and Dashy probably, like, if Dashy challenged me to race, I'd be like, why? I don't care about racing. Racing's not my thing. No thanks. Nor am I athletic. I mean, I'm sitting here doing this. I'm not athletic. But, I mean, I appreciate what Dashums does, and I think Dash is an awesome person, pony thing, but it's just not my thing. Same with Applejack. I mean, Applejack's kind of an outdoorsy person, which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy, like, for instance, I enjoy camping. Not all the time, granted, but I do enjoy camping, especially like during the fall season. The fall season's when I go outside more often. Especially being the climate I live in, which is Texas. I don't like going outside during the spring and summer because A, pollen and other things, and B, heat. I don't do well in heat. So that's why I don't usually go outside during the summer. However, I do go outside, like, at night and stuff. I'm a very night person, especially during, like, the summer and stuff when it can get nice. Texas can be a nice place to live in some of the time when, you know, the weather's not being crazy and, you know, the sun's not trying to kill me. But my point is that I enjoy a nice, you know, walk around and stuff like that. I enjoy nature. From time to time. Not so much the bugs. Bugs, I have a weird thing with bugs. Me and bugs don't get along very much, which is odd to say. Which also is probably a contributing factor as to why I like, you know, not, you know, seasons where bugs exist. But anyway, and so, like, me and AJ, I mean, I can appreciate AJ's work ethic. Like, AJ's work ethic's awesome. You know, granted, you can be a little bit stubborn at times, but who isn't stubborn at times? But I can appreciate AJ. You know, probably would be a little bit at ends. Like, I'd be like, I don't want to go outside, do things. Let's wait until winter. And which I mean, you know, fall is kind of the apple harvest time, so we'd be good there. But like, just saying that me and AJ probably we'd be okay, I guess. Probably not as far off the spectrum as me and Rainbow Dash. But, one character, well, okay, the 2 characters that I would have, like, the best time with, spending quality time and just hanging out, would be Twilight and Flutters. Now, I've talked at nauseum about, me and Flutters, and how, like, we would be, like, besties. Like, in this pretend situation here. We would be besties because I enjoy a lovely cup of tea. I love tea. Tea is fabulous. I actually have some pony tea that I need to buy at some point, and do, like, a teas day type thing. Because I love tea. Love tea. Tea's great. But, not only that, I love animals. I'm a big animal fan. And I also am not the most social of person. I know it may seem like it through my my Magnusness, but that's not always the case. Maggie Moo is not exactly the most social of people. I only have like 2 friends, and I like that. I actually prefer a smaller, tighter knit group of friends, rather than, you know, having a billion friends that I barely know anything about. You know, I'd rather have a more intimate friendship than having just an abundance of friends and being popular and all that. I never understood that as a kid, like, the popular kids and why people wanted to be popular. I'm like, why though? Like, doesn't make sense. And throughout my schooling, I often, kids always called me the bookworm, because I always had a book in my hand. Literally. Like, always had a book. You would not catch me without a book. It could be manga, or it could be a novel. I enjoyed reading, and I still do. I still love reading. Granted, I don't get to do it as much as I like, but with my new job and stuff, that's actually getting to be where I can actually start reading more. I've actually been reading a lot of my, I've been catching up on my comics for right now, because I can't afford to buy books until I get my first paycheck. But that's neither here nor there. Point is me and Twiggles would have a wonderful time. How did I get derailed off a Fluttershy? How did we transition that? I don't even know how that happened. But anyway, like, me and Twilight would have a blast together. Me and her and Flutter would be fabulous together, because like I said, love reading. I also have a weird fascination with how magic works in Equestria. I want to learn its limitations. I want to learn how how it works and whatnot, and what all goes into magic, and how unicorns like function, what their horns are made of. Is it cartilage or is it bone? Is it you know, what is it? I mean, I don't think, have we seen a unicorn skeleton before officially? I don't know if we have, because like in the Zecora episode, we got like Twilight's horn kind of became a floppy flute, and like that makes me think, oh, it must be like, maybe it's like a very hard cartilage. But like, what if it's not? What if it is bone and it just, you know, stopped being a bone? Then I don't know. Like, I want to know, and I'm not saying I would saw a unicorn's horn off of its body to find out, but I might saw a unicorn's horn off of its body to find out. Once again, reasons why Magnus isn't allowed in Equestria anymore. You saw one pony's wings off and horn off, and suddenly you're branded a murderer. How was I supposed to know they were gonna die? I mean, come on. If you don't experiment, you're never gonna learn anything, kids. That's the one thing you should take away from this. You should also take away the fact that you should never listen to Magnus in any sort of capacity when it comes to advice ever again, because you'll get branded a murderer. Oh, man. But, one character I wouldn't mind being with, in terms of, like, figuring out, like hanging out and stuff, would probably be Glimglam. I enjoy Glimglam, but I kind of, like, want to kind of, I don't know, like, part of me wants to hang out with Glimmy, but another part of me is like, I would just talk to her about, like, how horrible Equestria is to her, in particular. Which is, it's true, like, good gravy, it's Sunset Shimmer all over again in Rainbow Rocks, where it's like, oh man, you did this bad thing. We're gonna mention it like a billion times and make you feel awful about it. Good job. But they have loosened that up. They have stopped doing that a lot. But it's still a thing that comes up every now and then, and I kind of wish that we just explore it more, but no! Anyway, another one I kind of wouldn't mind, just more for the fact of, like, she'd be an interesting person to talk to more than anything else, would be Sunset Shimmer. I wouldn't mind seeing how Celestia's, like seeing more of Celestia's, like, someone else's perspective on Celestia. We know Twilight's all fangirl over her, but I want to see, like, Sunset Shimmer's, like, reason, like, as to why she left. Now, granted, we did get this in the comics, but I would love to see her input on it, like, you know, why? What do you, like, I don't know how to phrase this any better than I'm trying to, while also trying to play this game, which is insanely hard because I'm trying to think of, like, actually talking topics, rather than just nonsense that I spew out 95% of the time, so it's kind of hard to do that, but I'm doing it anyway. But, like, what exactly about Celestia's tutelage did not gel with Sunny Set? You know, I'm just curious about that. I know that in the comics she was kind of like, you know, I want to learn more, I want to get better, I want to be the best there ever was, and Celestia was like, no, you're not ready for that yet, don't go doing that, and Sunset was like, screw you, I'm gonna go do it myself, I want all the power, and that was the rift that happened there. But one thing I'd love to learn about, like, with her is, like, how she handles leadership. I mean, okay, granted, it's never officially official that Sunset is the leader of the Pedestrian 7, whatever you want to call these guys. But, I've always thought of her as the leader. And it feels like, at least from friendship games, that she kind of, sort of was kind of the leader, more or less, sort of. And she also is kind of that way in Camp Everfree as well, which is interesting, because I've never, like, I want to know, I'm not a very good person to be a leader. I'm not really built that way. Because my personality type is so close to Flutter's, I'm more of someone who's kind of the, I don't know if I'd say, like, the person that detaches themselves from situations. I mean, I've been told in the past by people I've worked with and whatnot, and friends and whatnot, that I'm able to stay professional and calm in any situation. And a lot of people have told me that's a good leadership quality, I guess. Which I don't think they're necessarily wrong about that, but at the same time, leaders also have to make tough calls, and I'm not very good at making decisions. Decision making is one of my weakest weak points. Half the time I'll just, like, okay, here's a scenario that happened just recently. I had a choice between either getting a at Walmart there were two MLP toys that I wanted. I was like, I want them both, but I only have money for one. Which do I pick? And I spent, I kid you not, half an hour trying to figure that out. Aw, man. I spent like half an hour trying to figure it out. I sat there and thought about it, and I go, like, from pros to cons, but I'm also like, but I also like this one, and what if this one's, like, becomes more rare and harder to find as things go on? And so, yeah, that's reason number uno cajillion why I can't make decisions in life, because I'm just like, but I need to, like, factor in everything and know everything about this thing. Like, right now, I'm trying to decide on which Kindle model to buy. I want the Oasis, but I also know that the Voyage has adaptive lighting and whatnot. But the Oasis has longer battery life, looks better, and is thinner. And also, it just has a nicer light, but it loses the adaptive lighting thing. But I can also hold it with my left hand. Granted, I can do that with every other Kindle. It doesn't really matter, but still, it's a thing that I think about. And, like, I sit there and I'm like, okay, but this is more expensive, but it's a better product, and it's newer, so that way it'll be more future-proof. But then again, how future-proof is a Kindle? Is a Kindle really that future-proof? I don't think it is, but I don't know. I've never experienced a Kindle before. But, like, what about the quality of the e-ink screen? Like, is it better than that, or is it not? I mean, I just don't know. I don't have a comparison to look that up. And I could look up YouTube videos, but, like, depending on the cameras they use, they may not capture the full effect of it. And, like, what it is like holding it actually in your hand and what it's not like when you're seeing on video, because screens can look different depending on the video quality and whatnot. And just blah, 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 blah. This is my life. Literally, this is what goes through my head anytime I make a decision of any kind. And, like, sometimes as a leader, you don't have that luxury of sitting there making a decision like that, which is why I suck at Telltale games. I make really dumb decisions and things that I immediately regret after saying said thing, because I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. I wanted to say something different. And, yeah, that's just, yeah, that happens. But anyway, what the heck was I talking about? I jumped off a cliff. I got distracted with my own thoughts. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Something about Sunset Shimmer. I guess, like, I want to ask Sunset, like, what exactly, like, how she feels about being the leader, and what kind of tough calls she would make, for, like, would she, like, the classic one, like, you know, if you had to pick, you know, the good of the team or the good of, like, one person in the team, what would you do, and stuff like that. Which, granted, what?
Oops.
Totally wasn't paying attention. But granted that's kind of a cop-out question, but still, I'm curious about it.
Pony picking time.
Let me think. What else have I talked about? Oh yeah, I've got a theory about. Shoot, I just like poked my thing. I don't do that. I've got a theory about the MLP movie. I don't want to spoil it here. Why the heck am I missing jumps? I don't want to spoil it here, but it involves a few things that I've been thinking about, and character design and whatnot. And I feel like maybe the character design is giving away a major plot point in the movie, but I'm thinking maybe I'll release that as a video. But I need more evidence before I do that, because I'm like, I'm not 100% sure, but I might be onto something here. But we'll see, because I've been kind of semi-right in the past, where in regards to my fan theories, where I'm thinking about, like, for instance, Sunset Shimmer being a lost element of harmony, which, I mean, I still say I'm not totally wrong on that. I just think that maybe the elements of harmony work differently in Pedestria rather than Equestria, which is why there's like 7 of them, and they all have different pillars and stuff like that. And the elements actually are like completely different in Pedestria, because they're necklaces instead of little charmy bits. Gosh darn it! I keep like adjusting myself, because like I'm using my lapel mic, and so I'm having to adjust my. You're probably hearing that. I'm having to adjust my microphone because I keep like moving and adjusting my own body. And so I'm sitting here like my mic keeps getting closer and closer to my face, and I'm just like probably yelling at people now, and the audio levels are going to be garbage for this episode, and I'm sorry! It's just a thing that you have to deal with right now. I'm sorry! But anyway, a lot of people are thinking like Glimmy Glam's going to be the next princess, which I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I really hope not. I have a feeling I know what's going to happen to Glim Glamours, but I'm not going to say, because spoilers maybe? Like, I'm not sure. But I have a feeling that Glimmy Glam may be moving to a town that rhymes with Banter Snot, with a pony that rhymes with the tape and towered full pixie. But I don't know for sure, and no one dare spoil that in the comments, because I don't want people who like, if that legitimately is a thing, because darn it all, I ruined the Star Wars movie for a friend because I hadn't seen it yet. I have no interest in Star Wars, none whatsoever. And one of my buddies had actually seen the movie before my other friend. Gosh darn it, why does it with this dang level? And I just took a shot in the dark. I said, this person dies, because I knew he was getting old, and I knew that eventually they're gonna have to kill him off. And turned out my friend messaged me and was like, dude, you were totally right. And I felt bad because my friend specifically asked for no spoilers, and I shot in the dark to make a joke, and I felt really bad afterwards. Because, yeah, I ruined the movie for him, because I pretended like I'd seen it, and he didn't know that I wasn't a fan of Star Wars. Not saying I don't like Star Wars, it's just not my bag. But he legit was kind of upset, and I kind of don't blame him. Kinda don't, cause I just kind of shot in the dark there, and I turned out to be right, which is kind of weird to be on, cause I'm like, that was supposed to be a joke. I didn't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, that happened, which was funny. I also have the speaking of spoilers, I have the art book for the My Little Pony movie. Which contains concept art and character design sheets and storyboards and stuff like that. And it has major spoilers in it. And I can't look at the book yet because I haven't seen the movie and I want to stay as spoiler-free as possible in this. But I'm like, but I need to like read that book on a certain character to know if my theory is right about said character. But what do? Like, what do with this info I have in my brain noodle? So yeah, I'm struggling with that decision because I'm like, do I spoil the movie for myself to make a cool video that I may be right on? Like, I'm not like gonna I'm not gonna look up the spoilers to see like if my theory's right, because then that's just me reporting on a spoiler, and then that's no fun for anybody. But like, part of me wants to take a look at the design process for the character to see if I'm right and if I spot any other designs, because we only see that character for like a little bit of the trailer that they release. And why the heck would you put me on a stupid path that leads me right into a guy that I can't even see because I'm going so dang fast? It's like Sonic the freaking Hedgehog. But anyway, But yeah, that's a thing I've been thinking about and wrestling with, because I just got it today, along with Yakuza, the new Yakuza game. Or well, not new, it's technically the remake of the first one, but still, I have that as well. Still haven't played the Zero. Still have that shrink wrapped, by the way. It's still shrink wrapped. Just haven't had the time. Probably won't have the time ever. But I keep buying them. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't even know if I like these games. But I keep buying them because A, they have really cool collector's editions. Like the next one, which I think is Yakuza 7, maybe? I can't remember if it's I know they just announced Yakuza 2 is getting a port to the PS4 with HD prettiness and whatnot. But I think it's Yakuza 7 that I've got on pre-order over at Amazon, because you get like really cool bar glasses, and I love bar glasses, not shot glasses, mind you, like actual drinking glasses that you drink alcohol from. Granted, you can drink alcohol from any glass, but like these are like bartender glasses, and they look really nice. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy that for like 80 bucks. Even though I don't have 80 bucks right now. But I'll get it eventually. This is why I'm in debt. I order things on Amazon because I just can't stop. Time to go. Like another game I just pre-ordered the other day was what was it called? Mutant something? Biomutant? Was it Biomutant actually? Was that it? I think that was it. But Biomutant, it got announced the other day. No, no, stop it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You run past this, darn it. Yes, I made it. Ha, screw you. But Biomutant has a collector's edition. I was like, I'll put that on my Amazon pre-order list. Worst case scenario, I'll cancel it if it sucks. Because, like, it looked really cool. So I was like, sure, why not? That's why I love pre-ordering things on Amazon. Because I don't put money down. I have it on a list. And if I don't like it, I can just be like, cancel that. But anyway, that's it for Magnus's mumbling rambles of doom and destruction. for one day, or one millennium, maybe one lifetime. You'll probably unsubscribe after this. I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a fantastic day. If I haven't scared you off by my random ramblings of stupidity and wonder, then, hey, thank you. You've made it this far in life. Hopefully my ramblings don't drive you insane or on the brink of sanity. If they do, then maybe call someone about that. And my thing just shut off.
We can overcome this with the...
But anyway, guys, yeah, my recording shut off. I'm just going to put up a PNG of it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm UltraMag64. If you haven't checked me out yet, then there's my profile down below. You can hit that up. But if you want to check out the My Little Pony Rainbow Runners game, then there is a link in the description down below. It is free. However, you do have to pay, I believe it's $10 for the ponies. They were on sale at one point. I'm not sure if they're still on sale. But they are sometimes maybe on sale, so keep an eye out, and you might just snag yourself some glorious pony action for a discounted price. But anyway, guys, I'm UltraMag64. Remember that whenever you're talking about doing Let's Play things, like if you're ever wanting to go in Let's Play business, don't emulate me, because good gravy, like, I just, like, made a podcast, I think. I don't even freaking know. What is this thing I've created, and why does it still exist? And happy gaming! I'll catch you guys on the flip side with more crazy content and more My Little Pony Rainbow Runners in the future. Bye-bye.